Put your hands on my son.
I caught him in the bed with my daughter.
They don't give you a right to put your hands on my son.
He know the rules. He know the rules.
Okay, and I tell him the rules, but you, when it comes to my children, you do not put your hands on my child.
They don't go in the bedroom.
Understood.
They stay in the living room.
Understood. He put his hands on you, correct? Do not touch my child anymore. And I wouldn't touch your child. Don't.
I didn't hit him. I didn't hit him.
It doesn't matter.
I
Put
threw
your
him out.
hands
He
on
knew the
him.
rules.
It doesn't matter. You could have spoke to him. You didn't have to touch him. You didn't have to use physical force.
So
did you even know
who he was?
So here we go. All right. This dude, the father, he got a daughter. First of all, if you're a father, men stand up. Your daughter is not allowed to have boys over the house till she get her own damn house. Hell. And here we go. He let this young man come into his house and hang out with his daughter. And the rules was y'all just stay in the living room and then you got to go by 8. Or next thing you know, they in the bedroom and daddy got to yoke him up and drag him out the house because he broke the rules. And mama mad.
Avoid this situation at all costs. Don't, yeah. Y'all can do what y'all want and this, but I got to go with you saying, Mr. X. Don't let no young man in your house like that. I think I was pretty wholesome in my dating days. And man, get the heck out of here. I know all you gotta do is walk out the room for a little bit. It's pre-planned. It's pre-planned what's about to go down. Go ahead and use the bathroom if you want to. Something gonna be done happen. Yeah, but here's the thing. This could be handled differently. I do not agree with the mom going there yelling at the dad like that. Obviously, we advocate for men, but I'm calling down the middle. He is sitting there, he's being calm, and he said, that ain't the rules. He broke the rules. You can't say she said she understood. You can't say that you understand and then continue to fuss the man out. That doesn't make any sense.
And I got 2 adult daughters now, so the teen years were real. And like I told everybody, although I'm a stepfather, I've been a teenage boy. We talk about having control or say so in the house. Nowhere in hell these boys coming in my house. That's the first part. That's dead. I don't care if we ain't doing no homework over here. We got no study groups here. The library is set up for those things right there. I know what type of time I was on. And I tell my wife all the time, I trust my girls. I do not trust the words that can manipulate their ears because it is somebody. I feel like I got all the riz in the world and I can tell somebody anything to get them pants down. How dare me be that full of myself and let somebody else around like they ain't got something better than me or a new technological advancement in a way to go ahead and get all of those things settled up before they even get here. They can text, plan this out, and do everything before they get to the house. I had to at least have to go outside and get to this point to find a sneak away spot. Ain't nowhere in hell I'm giving you the license or the vehicle to go ahead and do this. You're going to have to be creative enough yourself to go ahead and figure out how to trick her out them things because it will not happen on my watch. That's crazy.
I'm a right is right, wrong is wrong type person. It's like that black man said he broke the rules. He probably walked in. He said they wasn't in the room. They was in the living room. He probably walked in. He probably had his shirt over his head. It's no telling what they was doing for that black man to say that he broke the rules. He did some nasty stuff to his daughter in that living room. And that lady wrong for that.
On him. I tell you he did.
That part. I'm gonna let this keep going, and I'll get y'all in. I'll get you and Stephen Divine. Get y'all in.
I didn't hit him. I didn't hit him. I roughed him up. I threw him out. He knew the rules.
It doesn't matter. You could have spoke to him. You didn't have to touch him. You didn't have to use physical force.
So did you even know who he was? Where he was?
He said he was going to a friend's house. I didn't know he was coming over here.
Oh, so you don't keep tabs on your own son?
Of course I keep tabs on my son.
That's crazy.
And you need to watch your mouth because telling you don't put your hands on my child anymore. Is that understood?
Hold on. Wait right here. Baby,
so I ain't waiting on nothing. And you can bring whoever you like.
So that was the end of it. Like you say, cautionary tale. All my girl dads out there. I mean, I don't even know what this guy was thinking. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. So I ain't gonna judge all y'all. I know I wouldn't do it.
The mom made the argument. She said, if it happened at my house, I wouldn't have touched your son. There's a little bit of double standard there. It really is like, stop. Like you probably wouldn't have. You probably would have tried to high five your son after the girl left. It's different.
Will we what now?
Will we let the young man in the house? See, I was saying a thing about that. I don't definitely not without me, but I don't even know if with me. I don't know. I haven't crossed that bridge yet. Well, what do you think?
Will we what now?
Will we let the young man in the house at all?
Living room, and it's because my daughter, she's only very young, but I can't imagine me letting her have guys over, and you expecting them to just stay in the living room, and it's to me it sounds crazy.
We ain't doing the boyfriend thing at all. If you live in my house, it's different set of rules and standards. At best, you can sit on the porch in the daylight, all right, up under the ring cam, and
Yeah, there you go. Tell that part. Or I think there we go. So kids, young, very, very young adults living under your roof rules, they don't get no privacy. Zero privacy. Obviously healthy amount of privacy. But as far as locked, closed doors, no. I don't know where you at, where you going when you coming home. Absolutely not.
I know what I was doing. Like you said, we knew what we was doing. That's all. We ain't about to be naive.
Then that's what I'm speaking from. Like I said, you could leave me alone at all, because like I said, I know it's premeditated. All you gotta do is leave. We already ready. Like,
and I would say it's a double standard, because it'll probably be a different set of rules for my son. You ain't allowed to bring no girls in the bedroom, but y'all might be able to sit in the living room. It might be a little more lenient, but daughters, hell to the no.
See why? And not and that I feel the same way, and I can make it make sense. Not just sad for the boys, but that's my son. I know what morals I'm going to instill in him. I know I'm going to tell him, don't be out here, you know what I mean, being wild and egregious. My goodness, I ain't ready for these talks. But I am. So I can control this young man, but I can't control. I don't know what you told your son. You probably told your son the same thing my uncles told me, is to get it by any means.
Man, I don't have any children, but knowing what used to go on back when I was growing up, and the karma that's probably owed to me for what I probably did to some women, I wouldn't trust my daughter with a knucklehead or no brother, really, because I know that it's not very hard to coerce a girl out of what you're really trying to get. Yeah, when you got that ism, she can tell no the whole way there, and it's still a go.
Yeah, because you can hear the yes. It's really.
Bro, what you got, Evie? What's your take?
Well, the first thing I want to say is Glaze Galaxy Council is now in session. Symbol. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's really interesting, man, because it's like, let's just call it by its name, man. We're living the most unaccountable time in American history. I mean, you look at the mother. The mother she's got no accountability for her son at all. Now, let that have been me years ago, probably somebody listening. Somebody's mama would have beat the brakes off you, because the first thing she's thinking of, she don't want you to get no girl pregnant. That was what kept us, that kept us safe, even right down to doing something stupid in the street. I would rather you just go ahead and keep me in jail than call my mama and grandmama to come down there, because they're going to be ignorant. You know what I'm saying? So let's just start there. Now, it's a cycle problem. I think it's a cycle. I think the mother, she never really had a dad in her life. So she doesn't understand how to make the guy accountable. You know what I'm saying? And, the first thing you do is go at the man for putting hands on your son. If there was a positive man in your life, trust me, you would have understood why he did what he did. Because at the end of the day, the daddy is going to be way more protective over his daughter. Like you just talked about double standards, Walker. He's going to be a whole lot more on his daughter.
Exactly. And there you go. So if that daughter did have a father, there you go. What's going to happen? Ain't no man about to show up to another man's door like this unless he really ready to take all the way to 100. You ain't coming poking your finger. No, you're not. As a man, you're going to show up. You're going to say, how you doing, Mr. Jones? Hey, brother, can I talk to you? You know what I'm saying? I know somehow my son was over here. Can you let me know what happened? And it's going to be a very civil conversation. civil than a mother sucker. And you having daughters, you gonna be like, you gonna respect, you gonna be like, yeah, you know, I'm sorry, man, my son's over here, I done taught him better. Sorry, you seen that? Yeah, that's how that goes.
Yeah, ain't
Maybe
nobody
this
gonna pop off.
No,
Good.
not at all.
Maybe this mother seen herself in the girl that was getting hunched on. Maybe
And
she got
that was my
pregnant.
next point. And that was my next point. And that's it right there. Yep.
And
She might
also
didn't do
too,
that.
and also too, who's recording these conversations? Like, come on, you know.
Yeah.
True.
That part. So it's a lot. And I'm gonna pull this next video up because this is for the fathers out there. Shout out to Charleston White. Listen to him.
Does your son like black women?
No.
Mexican?
He like mixed women, mulattoes, whites, Mexican, everything but black. I've never seen him bring a full black girl home.
You never asked him why?
I've been happy he had.
Why?
He go have to whoop the bitch. You can't bring me black women today. His age group, you
The quality black woman is definitely going to be harder in a place like Houston or Dallas or Fort Worth, because it's now they're competing not with just black women, but they're competing with all the other races of women.
And I would say this new generation of young men are not as race loyal as we were. All of us on this panel, right? I told y'all about my nephew. He brought the white girl home for Thanksgiving. Walked up in there. I was like, man. So here we are. They date how they want to date, and they don't want women like they mamas most times because they mamas is ratchet, ghetto, and they be like, nah.
You know what? I think this is a pretty complex topic because, like I touched on, you know, I know we were reached out to from an organization a while back, mothers looking for daughters for their sons. That was the name of the organization. They're trying to find marriage-minded women, you know, but it's tough because the only way I see it doesn't seem, you know, like bigotry or racist when you say, I want my son to bring home a black woman. If you're looking and planning and striving on passing down some resources and wealth, that's and I think that's fair. So, you know what? I want to keep and establish some type of financial freedom and wealth in my community. I wish it to stay there. That's not a bad thing. Otherwise, what's your reason why your son and daughter can't bring back home a different culture? I wonder.
Well, you know something, and that's the exact truth. I mean, ideally, I think we all want our kids to bring home someone of the same race as their mom and as you. But at the end of the day, our women aren't built to stay, and that's something that Kevin Samuels always talked about. And so, you know, I would never want to. I don't have any kids, but I would never want to set my children, my nephews, anybody up for non-success where they got to go through divorce court, they got to pay child support. That's what kept me from having kids all these years. I watched the uncle of mine, or my cousin, my first cousin, as a matter of fact. She's a singer, a well-known singer, and she's been since the 90s. And I watched her dad go through child support, and I'm like, I don't ever want to go through that. You know, her and her brother and her sister, they go, I wouldn't want to go through that, and I wouldn't want to subject my nephews, anybody through that. You know, I mean, you know, the moment she's not happy, here she goes, she's going to divorce court, and here she goes, she's taking them for child support, and they got to go through all these different things. So, I mean, you know, would we like children, nephews, and, you know, our people to go through some, you know, with someone of our similar race? Yeah, absolutely. Is it possible? I don't know.
It is. This is a complex topic, but yeah.
Even to what y'all saying, as far as like wanting to date opposite of your mother, if you had a off relationship with your mother, I can resonate with that. I wouldn't want a woman in my life. I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with a woman similar to my mother, but I've never dated outside of my race to get those different type of women.
There you go. Yeah, you know what? Like just being in this space these last couple of years and looking back on my life, I am so thankful that I went to college. And I met my wife was the first, outside of adult teachers and stuff, was the first feminine woman I met that was my age. I want to say that I was working at her building and she walked past and I seen that twice. and that was it. But it's that you got to find you a feminine sister. You can't fake it. I mean, because I remember it was her, then it was this evil sister walked there after, and I got to kind of know them both. But I'm telling you, that femininity, man, So fellas, you out here dating and you looking for a sister to be serious with and build with, they really can't have that femininity. And the way you get it out of them, apply some pressure. Don't be so agreeable. Kay used to talk about that. Like, don't be, don't always be agreeable. Find things to disagree with and see if she handles it in a feminine manner instead of bucking up. It's an easy test.